If Lands Could Kill, featuring Night City, Ryke, Samhain Crow, and Hot Sauce.
B.
If a strategy had a taste, Tron would taste like dick. Like stinky, just came back from the gym.
Really musty dick.
Yeah, really musty dick.
So like my dick.
Yeah. Exactly like Jersey's dick.
Welcome to another episode of If Lands Could Kill. I'm Knife City.
This is Ryke.
Samhain Crow.
Where's Hot Sauce?
Sucking dick in Mormontown.
That is actual facts.
Yeah.
That is. Hot Sauce.
He sent pictures.
Yeah, he did.
You didn't get those? I got them. They're pretty hot.
So he's on vacation with his girlfriend to lovely Utah.
But would you call it a vacation, though?
He's going door to door.
He is in Mormontown.
She's on vacation and he's with her.
That sounds about right. Like he hasn't had a fucking Twitter account this entire time. And he gets there within a day. All of a sudden he decides after like years of not having Twitter, I'm going to go ahead and join finally because I'm just so fucking bored. I need something to do.
Tweet how many fucking Mormons you've seen in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, hopefully he can just drink his worries away and just forget that he's there. Oh yeah, that's right. They have like 3% alcohol in their beer or whatever it is.
Yeah, and they're
getting like 48
in their quote unquote beer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just horse jizz.
I love that.
Oh, that's nice.
You love horse jizz?
He's home. He's home.
Yeah. Okay.
So, his new Twitter is Hot Sauce, TEH Hot Sauce.
Hot Sauce.
Hot Sauce. So, give him some love. He'll probably be back by the time.
Send him dick pics.
Yeah, he loves it.
Especially you, Watermelon TV.
Yep.
You know it.
Looking at you. So, what have you guys been up to this past while?
Oh man, I got a story for you.
Do you?
No, I work. No, actually, I think last cast, I mentioned that I was gonna go and try to find my holy grail of a rifle. And, I actually went out the next day after we did that cast. I took my wife out and we went to 4 different gun shops in our area here. And I didn't find it. Like nobody had it. Nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
And what gun was it?
It's a Springfield Armory M1A Squad Scout.
Okay.
It's a mouthful.
Very familiar with that.
Yeah, everyone knows exactly. So it's
when I was a child, I had a poster of it on my wall.
Yeah, it was one of my childhood dream guns. But no,
Attach your jizz to it.
Yeah, it's pretty much an M14, like a Vietnam era M14.
Okay.
It's just the single fire. It's not like you can't go full auto, which would be sweet. But that's a no here in the United States.
It's illegal, yeah.
Unless you got a one from the 60s or whatever, but, and you have the paperwork. Otherwise you're going to fucking prison town. Fuck me in the ass town.
Mormon town.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's a M14. It's just, the only thing with this one, it's a shorter barrel, cause the regular ones have like a 22-inch long barrel. This one only has an 18-inch, so it's kind of like an intermediate one, which is like not unwieldy. As the other one. But I ended up finding it, and I was fucking super stoked. The last store I went to...
It was like right here in town, right?
Yeah, it was right in our town, and it was a gun store I wasn't even going to go to. I was like, because I had been there a couple weeks ago, and they didn't have any of it, so I'm like, why would I even bother? Because I know they probably didn't stock any, so... On a whim, I dropped my wife off at my mom's place here, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go check this last gun store, just for shits and giggles, and maybe just, hang out and look at the other shit. So I fucking go over there by myself, and I go up to the counter, I'm like, hey, do you guys have any of the yada yada, and they're like, I think I might have saw a box in the back. Let me go check. And the guy comes out, doesn't say a word, holding this big old box that says Springfield Armory on it, sets it down in front of me. I fucking open it up, and there it is, the exact one I wanted.
Nice.
And it has like exact stock. It's a walnut stock instead of like a composite stock. So I was like, you know what? However much it costs, just I want
dude,
it.
don't say that.
I want it.
I was like, as you popped the boner seeing it, and he heard those words, however much it costs, he came in his pants.
Yeah. He's like, yes, we got him.
Right.
Got him. But no, it was actually...
What you for, $2,000?
No. It was $1,600, which is the pretty much...
No, not even close. That's pretty close to $2,000.
But yeah, well, the MSRP or like the suggested retail of it is $1,600, so they didn't gouge me at all.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, some other places were like, oh yeah, we can order it for you. It's going to take 2 or 3 months, and it'll be like $1,900 if you want to do that. I'm like, fuck no. I don't want it that bad. So, but I lucked out. I found it. Now I'm all super stoked, so I'll be picking it up. By the time you hear this, I already had it and field stripped it and greased it up and oiled my body all over it. You know.
Already scared.
Yeah.
By.
Already fucking, worn the stock off. Thrown it between my butt cheeks. Just shit like
That's
that.
a thing.
Yeah, classic.
Classy stuff. But yeah, I was super stoked that
Classy stuff.
it was so funny because I went out when I was holding it in the store, like checking it out, like looking over, the guy's like, you look like you just fucking, like, just opened your Christmas present. Like, you look like a kid on Christmas Day, because I was just like all smiles and just fucking like, oh my god, I can't believe I found it. But this is a gun I pretty much wanted since I've been like a little kid, since I started shooting and stuff, because this is like one of the most iconic rifles out there, except for like the one in World War II, which is pretty much the one that this is based on. It's just the upgraded M1 Grand.
Right.
And it takes like a box magazine.
Is that what you got, the M1 Grand?
So the M1 Grand is the grandfather to this gun. So the M1 Grand first came out in like World War II, and this one is the same. It looks similar.
Yeah, I saw like a kind of picture you posted was kind of like angles.
Yeah, I didn't get a good picture for it. It was too long to get in the picture. That's what she said. But no, it looks like the M1 Grand. If you picture that M1 Grand, but it has an actual magazine that goes instead of the little cool 8-round M block clips, clips.
They go on top of it.
Yeah, that you push in and it pings out. But this actually has a magazine. It goes in the bottom of it and it holds 10 rounds instead of 8. But it's pretty sweet. It's the same rifle.
I understand why you're so excited, because those M1 Grands are fucking cool as shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a gun guy, but even I know that they're fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, I was gonna buy one of those because they're a lot cheaper, but they're pretty much all like World War II vintage, and they're all fucked up, the stocks. And like, unless you want to pay like $3,000 for like a collector grade one, which I wasn't interested in doing. Which you probably want to shoot anyways. Yeah, I wouldn't want to shoot because I want something that I can just take out there and just throw around and like whatever, I'll beat it up. It's fine. It's gonna get character. But I didn't want the M1 Grand just because the ammo was a little more expensive than the one for mine. But it's all good. I got it. I'm happy.
So with how much shooting you do, when are you gonna open up your own little like workshop on the side of the house and make your own fucking bullets?
Oh, I already have
I know you've thought about it. Honestly, I know you've thought about it.
I actually have it. It's sitting in my mom's garage right now, and I have a bench set up for reloading. And
you actually have a press and everything.
Yeah, I have a single stage reloading press.
You have the shit ready? Wow.
Yeah, I've actually reloaded some like it's 243, which is this is gonna go off in La La Land. It's pretty much a neck down 308 case that my rifle takes, but it's neck down to take almost like a 22 caliber bullet. So it's almost like have you ever seen like the AR bullets? They're like kind of smaller. Yeah, okay. It's pretty much that AR bullet stuck on a big rifle shell. Okay. And we reload that. It's a lot cheaper because this other stuff is like for the 243, it's like over $1 a piece, and so when you reload it turns out like about 60 cents. Like 50, 60 cents a round. But I'm gonna start reloading this for my rifle because it is literally like 65 cents a round, and it's like you go through it like butter. You'll just fucking like butter. You'll just fucking use it up, and it's expensive. I just bought 500 rounds for like $360. I'm like, this is just cost too much.
Sorry, just enjoy that fart.
I'm gonna basket it real quick. You guys can like
my asshole flapped.
Yeah, you guys in Radio Land can't feel this.
You can't appreciate it.
You can't appreciate it.
The best part is, Knife closed his fucking door, so we're locked in this little room, and so we're just gonna hotbox this bitch.
But yeah, so that was me.
I'm gonna cut you off.
That's okay. But yeah, that was just me. I'm fucking super stoked about it, and looking forward to. We're actually going to be doing a little get together at Samhain Crow's place coming up, which is going to be nice.
That's right. I haven't really talked about that. This Sunday, I'm having talked about like 2 casts ago now that it was my birthday, June 25th, and I decided to have enough time to get everybody around and whatnot, give enough time to get the wives and girlfriends to say it was all good to come over. So this upcoming Sunday, the 12th, I'm having the cast and several other people in the San Diego community that I know that play Magic, and people I know and whatnot to come over. I'm gonna go ahead and I have a smoker, so I'm gonna cook up some ribs, do a little barbecue. We're gonna be playing all day long and do a chaos draft late in the afternoon, so it's gonna be a good fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a good substitute since we didn't make it into Comic-Con, so.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is gonna be at least, fun to do that.
It's like my wife worked Comic-Con because she had to do inspections there.
Yeah.
And so it was like, she was texting me, she's like, oh, I just saw Bill Murray. Oh, I just saw, fucking Seth Green. Oh, I just saw, who else did she see? She saw like 3 different people there, just like fucking just hanging out, walking around. But she was like, oh my god, this is like torture because she's working and she can't really just go off and like look at shit.
Right.
So she has to actually work. I'm like, oh, just buy me the Comic-Con cards. Yeah. I can't.
Get in line now!
Fuck the celebrities, buy me the cards!
I need your job, just get me those cards.
But,
this is like the second year.
Little side note.
second year we've bitched about like, oh, we're not going to Comic-Con, even though it's right in our fucking backyard.
Well, it's not that easy though.
Yeah, obviously it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the tickets go on sale, they fucking sell out.
Like you have to get you have to try to get the tickets and get in the lottery to get the tickets like 9 months before it happens. So as soon as it ends, you have to get ready to buy.
Pretty much like 2 months from now, it's like, oh, Comic-Con tickets on sale. So it's like, fuck, I don't have the money for it, or it's like too soon, or.
I'm gonna try. My bass player has like a press pass because he wrote for some comics, I forget, like rock and roll comics or something. Anyways, so he gets like press passes every year, so he can just get in and shit. So next year I'm gonna try and convince him to let me go with him.
Oh, nice.
Because I've been seeing pictures all day.
Have you ever been to Comic-Con?
I've never been to Comic-Con.
Me either, dude.
I've been 2 years.
The 1 year I had tickets. A buddy of mine, his wife now, like does some sort of artwork situation. I don't fucking know really. Yeah. She's not like actually some kind of artist for Comic-Con and stuff, but she does like murals, I guess. And for her company, they were sending her there. And like, one day they weren't going to be able to go. So he was like, dude, you want these? I'm like, well, fuck yeah. This was granted like 5 years ago. So of course, that morning my wife decides to have like one of our biggest and worst fights we've ever had.
Oh my god.
It's like, you bitch, you know how bad I want to go to Comic-Con for fucking so goddamn long, and you choose the day to do this is making it so much fucking worse. I'm so much more mad at you. This fight's gonna go on so much longer because I'm so goddamn pissed.
Sidetrack. I was supposed to take my, he's now the other guitar player in my band, but before he was just some kid I knew. He was like, 17 at the time. This was like year or two ago. Anyways, he was like into metal and I was trying to get him to listen to punk, and so he started liking the Casualties, and so I was like, hey, I'll take you to a show, whenever they're in town. So we had plans, set it up and everything that we were gonna go, and then like maybe like 3 hours before I was supposed to pick him up, me and Elena got in this huge, one of the hugest, maybe not one of the hugest, but like top 10, easily top 10 big fight. And then I ended up having to like cancel on him. And he still brings it up.
Yeah, I would too.
He's like, you owe me a Casualty show, you fucker. I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm not happy about it either.
Not like I planned it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Those are always fun.
But yeah, you guys gotta go try to go to Comic-Con. I've been 2 years. I went 2011 and 2012. And it was fucking great. I mean, I'm gonna see, me and my wife are gonna go downtown maybe Saturday just to go people watch, just walk around.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think so.
I mean, the Comic-Con's really cool. I mean, you gotta be really into like some of the comics and stuff. Just like a lot of people go now just to see the celebrities and like all the TV shows that they have now, which is not that big of a deal for me, but I like going to watch like all the people and the fucking girls and like the
you got the cosplay
super
girls, right?
like oh god, I saw yeah.
I like the slow.
Yeah. One year we went and I saw this girl. She must have been like a porn star or something like that, but she was in Street Fighter Cammy. You guys know Cammy? With that super high leotard or whatever it is, like butt just straight out, like no shame in it. And I'm like, that's probably not legal to be walking around like that. But I'm like, I'm not going to complain.
If you can't just see the asshole, you're good to go.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like you could literally walk around with post-it notes on your nips.
Yeah,
and you're actually not breaking the law as long as you can't see them.
Just a little brown eye poking out just a little bit, but not full on, so it's legal.
But could you smell it?
Yeah, right? Oh, that'd be too
he
much.
did when he got under there to take pictures. He smelled it. Just shit on my face, please. Just shit on my face.
That's the exception though. 98% of the other people is like, why are you out of the house like that? Like, did you not look in a mirror before you decided to leave the hotel?
That's okay. The 2% that make it on the internet for pictures of being hot chicks and cosplay, I'm okay
that's
with
worth
that.
it. But
I like to reload every year the new cosplay girls. Like, yeah, that's good.
You're like, why is that man? Oh, that's a woman.
I've always wanted to, me and Peppermint Swirl to go dressed up as,
ambiguously gay duo?
Ambiguously gay duo.
Beat you to it.
No, Venture Bros. Me as the Doctor and him as Brock. Thaddeus Venture and Brock Sampson. That'd be awesome. Perfect, but alas.
Or the Power Rangers. We should just dress up with the Power Rangers.
Dude, that'd be super easy.
I got dibs on Pink Ranger.
Damn it. Well, my year's ruined.
Yeah, right. I got Black Ranger.
There goes my 2018.
I'm so glad I'm not the Black Ranger.
Anyway.
I hear they get...
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. They understand.
I hear the Black Ranger gets paid less than the rest of the Rangers.
Well, that's just, the woman, the Pink Ranger too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
She makes more than the black one.
Oh, God. Speaking of that, I heard something on the radio about, you guys know the World Women's Cup? They won World Cup or whatever. And
I'm a big fan of soccer, so goddamn, that was a great fucking win.
So, yeah, they won the World Cup.
Yeah.
They won.
Won the World Cup.
And they got paid 50 times less than the men World Cup. So they got like $40 million for winning for the whole team. The men got like $250 million.
Wow.
So.
And is
the U.S. men haven't won it since 19.
I know, but I'm saying they didn't even win just for getting as far as they did.
So
that's not, I don't even cut you up, because I actually know a little bit. So that's, yeah, you hear it like that, but it's kind of like comparing the NBA to the WNBA.
Oh yeah, nobody watches the WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, so people enjoy women's soccer, but it's not, like, the highest paid and grossing sport in all the world is soccer. We may not realize that in America because we have baseball and football, things like that, but overall, worldwide, soccer is the most money-making sport there is. So there is just so many upon millions and millions of fans.
Well, I heard like this World Cup, the women's, was the most viewed thing in history.
Most viewed thing?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I was like literally.
I haven't heard about that. So I can't rebuttal. That doesn't seem right.
Well, just based on pure viewer numbers.
Yeah, it got more than the NFL, pretty much. The Super Bowls, it's gotten more views.
They're saying total throughout the
US
tournament.
Yeah, US stuff. Even the World Cup. Well, I mean, I don't know if a lot of US people watch the World Cup here.
I was just going to say that the reason they probably get paid less is just because of the viewership numbers, not because they're women.
No, it's because they're women.
Well, no. It's numbers. There's not a big of a fan base, and so women's soccer is still the first Women's World Cup was in 1991, and we won it the first year. So there's only been, it's every 4 years too, so there's only been, a handful of Women's World Cups. Whereas the Men's World Cup's been going on since early 1900s.
Since Greeks have been sucking each other off in the Colosseum.
That's been happening for a long time, and it still happens to this day. Okay?
Those are facts.
The Romans,
I was going to say, those are facts. Facts. Okay, gotcha. Whoa,
anyways.
Let's not stir that pot.
So.
What have you been up to, sir?
Were you done with your intro? Your little.
No, maybe not.
I haven't really got to mine.
What have you been up to?
Yeah, what have you doing? Stuff and things?
Stuff and things. Well, the little bitch who's not here today kind of sent a text that he's on the way to fucking Mormontown. Oh yeah, I decided to go out there and I bought a modern deck. Obviously it's a budget brew, whatever deck, and I bought one.
Oh, we still don't know what it is, huh?
Yeah, so it's the gauntlet's down to you fuckers, you gotta get yours now. Okay, well fucking, what did you get? Not that we wanna buy a deck just to beat that deck, cause that's not how we wanna do it.
Yeah.
But, it's dude, motherfucker, just what did you get? Cause this one I wanna know. Well, for me, I got my addiction to Magic problems. So because of that, I have actually went out and now purchased a modern deck. Which, we can go ahead and talk about it a little bit later when we get into that, or you want to go over it now a little bit?
No, let's talk about it a little bit later.
Okay, that's what I figured. But I went and spent the money on it. I went to a couple card shops, bought the ones in person I could get so far, then I bought the rest of it online.
I mean, you got it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
you assembled that real quick.
Yeah, I just said,
you do have a handful of proxies.
Yes, but these are on the mail. The ones that are proxy right now that are right here. I put them together so that tonight I could actually do some sample hands, have you play a game or two against me with whatever. It didn't really matter what you play against me. I just want to play and have interactions. So I proxied it for now, maybe 25 cards of it, but all of them are in the mail. It isn't I'm still debating. I've spent the money, they're in the mail. I've bought my first modern deck and finally getting into it. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, it's definitely one of my favorite cards that I've built a standard deck around is Waste Not. So, I mean, we'll get into it more a little later, but it's a Waste Not Storm deck, and I'm excited about it. It seems kind of fun to me. So, other than that, just kind of been getting prepped for this weekend's activities, got all things going on. It's pretty fucking sweet. This is the third pre-release in a row that randomly, I don't know how it's worked out, but this will be the third one in a row where my wife's aunt and her husband go out of town for a desert trip or whatever. So when they do that, they have some animals my wife house sits. So 3 times in a row, I have nobody to nag me about going to pre-releases, which is how I managed the last 2 to go to at least 3 pre-releases each time. Yeah. So it's been fucking fantastic. This time I kind of planned that Sunday deal. I originally had it set for a different day, then things didn't work out. So I moved it to July 12th without really thinking, because I was planning around, when the Padres are in town, because I have season tickets. So they're not in town this coming weekend. So I was like, you know what? Okay, that works out. And as soon as I said that, like, the event and invite to everybody, I'm like, wait a minute. That's Comic-Con weekend? And fuck me, it's pre-release weekend. Shit. But
horrible.
At least it's on Sunday, so a couple guys I know are going to Comic-Con, but they're going to be going like every single fucking day. So that Sunday they're going like in the morning to buy a couple things and they're coming over to play Magic. So I'm kind of getting prepped for that. So that's I'm pretty excited for that overall. But then, I've fucking what was I going to say? My bad. Let me go ahead and edit this out.
It's horrible.
Mm-mm.
Lost my train
Leave
of
it
thought.
in.
So other than that, I've just been hanging out, playing some video games and whatnot. Been playing some more Borderlands. That's a lot of fun. It's been kind of weird though. Like Magic has taken over so much that like now it's I go to play a video game. And I go to play and I get like a half hour in. Like I finally turn it on. I get a half hour in. And I go, I want to brew another fucking deck. like the next thing you know, I stop playing the game, throw all my cards out in front of me, and just kind of end up watching like The Office for like 4 hours straight, looking at cards and going, not even like assembling things very much. It's like every 10 minutes, like that would work well. Let's go ahead and do that and find that in my cards and shit. So I don't know. Magic has been ever consuming, and that's kind of my wife's getting a little mad about that. So we've had a bit of a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're pretty good with it at first, and then
they see the obsession take hold, and it's like, oh, this is real.
I can't tell you how many
this
talks.
is not a fad.
I can't tell you how many talks, quote unquote talks, I've had with Elena about like, you're putting Magic before our relationship. I'm like, no, I'm not. Do you not like realize like I stop what I'm doing all the time to either hang out with you or interact with you and blah blah blah, and then like I don't know why I'm complaining because it's not going to do anything. But yeah, I mean I am thoroughly obsessed, but but it's okay because I said so.
That's what's going on with me and my wife right now. So I had to like change things a little bit and figure out how to not get her so mad at me about it, I guess. I don't know how I'm going to do that.
You just got to pick your battles, man. Like
Magic is the battle I want to pick.
Well, I really want to go to the pre-release, but we cast on Thursday, which is today. Tomorrow, me and Crow are going to F&M. Sunday, I'm going over your thing. So the only real day I can do pre-release is Saturday after work, and there's no way in hell. Not even a
slight rebuttal.
Go ahead. No.
Because you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, we could do
that earlier. So, because I'm going to after Friday Night Magic, I'm going to the midnight pre-release. So you could just not be a pussy and come play. I'll buy you energy drinks. I'll buy you cocaine if you want it. Maybe a little moving too quickly. Get a job, AA. Whatever. Just throwing the offer out.
AA is for pussies. I mean NA. Okay.
Okay. AA is for quitters.
Those fucking alcoholics.
Yeah, right.
I mean NA. My bad.
They didn't chase their booze with drugs like I did. Okay. Those pussies.
What are they bitching about? Yeah. As I drink a beer.
So yeah, I totally could, but I'm not going to because I don't have the stamina of a younger man anymore. I cannot. I mean, not even sex wise. I get 5 hours of sleep and I'm sluggish. Drinking 2 energy drinks the next day, I'm sluggish.
So weird. I mean, I get it because most people are more like you than they are me.
Yeah,
but
I had to take a nap today just so I could stay up late because I'm old. You call me Garfield?
Yeah, I text him what are you taking a nap, you Garfield? You got some lasagna around you somewhere.
I love lasagna.
Yeah, he does love lasagna.
I love naps. Dude, I might be Garfield. I got a little red in the beard.
You're no longer Night City, you're fucking Garfield.
Fucking Garfield. I'm a flip podcaster, On one side is Knife City, and then I take a nap and eat lasagna, and I flip over to Garfield.
I love your stupid bullshit, horrible puns. That's why I love you so much.
It wasn't even funny. Those were just,
I know. It was so bad. But you went with it for 5 minutes.
I don't know where that was going.
Those are facts. That was truth. Straight from the Lord.
Wow. Oh my God.
So, I haven't been up to too much this week.
Shout out to Hot Sauce. Hanging out with the Lord in Utah.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Peace be with you. And also with you. We lift up our hearts. We lift them up. Anyways. So are you done?
Yeah. Let's just move this shit along. Yeah, that's good.
I haven't been up to too much this week, just a lot of the same old, same old. As we're casting right now, I have a 90-pound Rottweiler sleeping on my foot, because we have like foxtails in our yard, and they are a bitch to get rid of. Like, you have to like dig them up, pretty much. So they're all around.
Why do you have so many dead foxes?
Well, I know,
By the way, you know that me and my dad do landscaping for whatnot, so you can go ahead and hire us. I'll come take care of all those foxtails for you.
you can just come over and do it. You know, this whole hiring bit.
I'll do it for magic cards.
This whole money.
You got a deal. Give me some magic cards.
Guess Elena's not getting a Tiny Leaders deck after all.
She's not gonna play anyways, dude. Come on.
She'll play once. She'll play once, and then I'll just play it. So, but anyways, so we got foxtails all over the yard, and I've gotten rid of about half of them. And so, anyways, he's been Bowser, my Roddy, has been like trying to throw up lately, and nothing's coming out. So we're like, fuck. He swallowed some cattail or foxtails, and not semen like Jersey's.
They're always making the dog swallow. Maybe he wants to spit once or twice.
So last time we went, it was like $480.
Too much peanut butter.
Gets stuck to the roof of his mouth, starts to dig in. It was like $480 because he had like 3 foxtails stuck in there. And, so I was like, fuck, he'd been doing it for a couple days, and I felt bad, so I was like, we gotta take him in. Anyways, a couple months ago, my girlfriend had the bright idea of getting like pet insurance sort of shit. Like, not insurance, but like
Medical care?
pretty much like a plan, like they get
like Obamacare for dogs?
yeah. Well, he's not employed and he doesn't speak any English, so
he is covered. He is good to go.
Pre-approved, baby.
He technically makes more money than you do.
So, anyways, and I was like, with stuff like that, like, I know that's choose the battles. I'm like sure. We'll pay whatever stupid amount of money per year, so, we don't have to have these, like, pet emergencies. So anyways, when we went today, or we dropped him off yesterday, or this morning, anyways.
What day is this?
she dropped him off this morning, and they put him under, they cleaned his teeth, and they looked in his nose, throat, and ears for foxtails. They couldn't find any, just some inflammation, and so anyways, went to go pick him up, and he was just, like, all drugged up. And I don't even know why. This is what my life is, like, taking care of dogs lately, taking care of the little puppy, which is just getting bigger and bigger by the day, and fucking foxtail eating fucking Roddies and shit. So that's what I've been doing most of the day. I got a good story from work.
Does it involve the special ones?
No, it does not involve my friends. My morning friends is what I call them.
Phone's supposed to be off.
My mom has this incredible knack to call me every Thursday when we're recording.
At the same time?
Yeah, at the same time.
This is like the 30th episode I've been on, whatever, almost.
Well, I think she knows.
My dad called me like the first 20 of them, like every time. like we'll talk during the day or this and that, but all of a sudden like text and call every fucking time during the cast. Like why the fuck aren't you answering, you fucking asshole? So I'm telling you, I'm fucking casting you, cocksucker. Jesus fucking Christ.
I feel like a kid living in the basement, like, Mom, I told you not to bug me.
Where's the meatloaf?
Yeah. So anyways, I was at work the other day. I do like, sales, customer service sort of shit. So it was like a huge sale day, super busy. They did not, staff enough people during the hours when we opened. So I was just slammed as soon as we opened, running back and forth, dealing with this and that. And I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. I turn around and I hit this chick right in the titty.
Oh, you got some.
Titty punched her, and I haven't been that embarrassed, genuinely embarrassed in a very long time, to where I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, usually I'm embarrassed, but I just, like, try and play it off like that. There's no playing it off.
The most important question, though, is...
What's she hot?
There you go.
Okay, so...
Come on.
Would it be?
Come on.
Of course. So, previously in the week, she had come into the store, and... Okay,
Ooh, you scoped this chick out, huh?
Yeah,
I see how it is.
it was pre-planned, so...
Premeditated.
She's a little, okay, so she's a little thick. I like them a little thick, but it's not like fat thick, you know, where it's like, you know.
Jelly rolled.
Yeah, jelly roll where it's like hanging over. It's like if you were to like pack a sausage with like too much meat to where the skin's like tight. You know what I mean?
So even your innuendos about talking about hot chicks have to do with phallic objects. Do you realize that now? Let's pack a sausage. That's what I like.
Well, sausages are delicious. I mean, so anyways,
So I love how you still have no idea how to say phallic object. What does that mean?
so you know, anyways, so she was chunky.
See what sausage-like.
She smelled great. It was in the morning. I was aroused, you know. So, anyways, I'd been scoping her out earlier in the week. She came in a couple days, and like, you know, she kind of been like, you know, looking over at me. I'd be looking over at her, you know, just kind of like, you know, that stupid thing you do in like high school or whatever, where you like, you meet eyes, and then you're like, oh, you know, look away, and then you look back, and then you meet eyes again, and it's like, oh man, this is getting serious.
You're silly.
Yeah. So it had to be her that I fucking kitty punched. And so I immediately like ran back.
You ran?
I didn't run, but I was in a hurry, but I like walked very quickly.
180 back.
Yeah, we both just, she's like, oh, it's okay. And then we both just like split ways real fast. And then I went and told one of my buddies about it. Had a good laugh. So that was pretty much the highlight of my week.
Was it a nice tit?
She's a little shorter, so it was like the top tit, you know, where it's meeting the what?
It's like a bag of sand.
Yeah. You know, it's like a bag of sand. No, it was like the top tit, so it was mostly chest. Anyways, I was like horribly embarrassed. But yeah.
The top tit. Not the top of the tit, the top tit.
Well,
I picture like, you know, fucking one on top, one on bottom now.
Well, like, it's
she is horribly deformed.
It's a little bit more like...
I get what you're saying.
Not rib cage, like chest bone.
More like sternum.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So, anyways, while I was out sexually assaulting customers... No, that's been pretty much it for me. I haven't done anything too... horribly exciting.
Your weak stories about touching a tit.
Yeah.
That's good though. That makes sense.
Well, it's not that it was a tit, it was just like, it was very embarrassing. Like, I don't embarrass very easily, and that was just like, shockingly embarrassing.
The only thing I took away from this story is like, now I want to fry up some sausage.
I just picture sausage in a nice mouth like a daily habit here.
Dude, if I could have sausage in my mouth every morning, I would be a happy man.
You got it.
I'm not a bacon. I'm not a bacon
I'll be here
fan.
every morning at 8 o'clock.
I'm not a bacon fan, or a fan of small penises. So that excludes you. Sorry. Yeah, tiny penis. So, speaking of tiny penises,
moving right along
to some Magic talk. They revealed the Clash Packs for Magic Origins.
And boy, oh boy.
So Clash Packs pretty much took the place of the...
dual decks?
Like the dual decks. They're not... well, they still do dual decks, but there was...
what was the other one?
No, they still have event decks.
Yeah, I think it's
what are you trying to say?
Maybe it's just a new thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's really taken away. I think it's just a additive, make more money situation.
I thought
sell more products.
I thought for like every set they were going to do like one set they're going to do a Clash Pack, and then the next set they're going to do
they just rotate them
something.
Ones, and then they just steal your money.
Yeah. So anyways, Clash Packs are out. It's 2 decks pre-built, and they have some good cards in there. And basically, if you were to tear them apart and put it all back together again, you can make a somewhat decent deck.
I wouldn't say somewhat decent, but you can Frankenstein that shit and do a basic.
For like a standard deck.
Yeah, standard deck.
A better deck than the already pre-constructed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be good, but it's better than just buying intro pack for beginners. So it'd be better to buy a Clash pack and put it together.
So generally these intro decks and Clash packs and all these things, they'll generally have some reprints like... The last one had...
Coursework Crucifix,
Swip and
Heroes Downfall, and they had new artwork in it as well.
Yeah, so
that's like the draw. Like, oh, we're giving you like these couple of kind of money cards, kind of not really. They're gonna rotate soon with new art. So yeah, here's gonna get the real player to buy these as well.
Yeah, so it's appealing to the newer player, but also the more hardcore player because they want the alternate art or they just want the value. And this deck actually has, currently, these cards have more value than you're buying them for.
Yeah.
So it goes for about $20, $22, 25, between 20 and 25 I've seen.
Yeah, it's usually
depending on the place.
MSRP.
But why don't you go ahead and list off some of the juicy reprints?
So, first off, they're giving you Collected Company.
Boom!
Which at this moment is anywhere between $10 and $15 on its own. Which is, like, fuck me, that's just great right there. And then on top of that, Jamoka's Command, which is at least $5 as well. So right there, between those two cards, you're looking at your money. And on top of that, they also have Valorous Stance you don't realize is actually $2, and that's an uncommon. Now They have an alt-art Valorous Stance, and it looks pretty fucking cool, by the way. They also they're giving you Kythion's Irregulars, which is from the new Origins. Rare there. They have a alt-art Seeker of the Way. Let's see what else here. They're giving an alternate art Honored Hierarch. It's another Origins card, which personally I think is gonna be shit, but it's like the poor man's fucking Noble Hierarch. But it's just shit. You have to renown it first, and it's just not gonna happen. So that's the armed side of the Clash pack. I put armed in quotations. It's Clash armed versus
dangerous.
Armed versus dangerous. Oh, that's just
a good card.
That's just clever.
Yeah, it is a good card
for green.
And on top of that, for the armed, guess what? They're also giving you a fucking fetch land, Windswept Heath.
What? I want those.
So I mean, that's another like at least $10 card right there. So between just that side, you're looking at easily more than you're paying for this fucking thing.
I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it's one of the first times they've put like a very important land.
Yeah,
a very important dual land in a like precon deck. Precon product.
Yeah.
Pre-constructed.
I don't know that answer exactly, but I wouldn't doubt you. I mean, to see Windswept Heath there is just ridiculous to me.
Did they put any shock lands in the event decks?
I don't think so.
Or definitely not in like anything below the event deck. They didn't put any shock lands in there during Ravnica, so to see especially a fetch land, is pretty cool that Wizards knows that they need to start making Modern more playable, accessible, thank you.
Actually, speaking of which, I really need to buy some more fetch lands because they are going to start going up in price.
I think it's still a little bit of time, but yeah, they definitely will.
I need to start buying some.
So that was the armed deck. For dangerous, they have a alternate art Jamoka the Eternal, which isn't great, but the alternate art's pretty cool looking. The biggest card from this side of the deck here, the dangerous deck, is going to be an alternate art Siege Rhino.
Which the alternate art looks pretty fucking sick.
Is it dope?
Personally, I think it looks like a fucking retarded rhino. I think it looks bad. But most people are pretty excited about it.
I think it looks pretty sick.
And what do you think, Ryke?
That is a Triceratops, sir.
Yeah. But like a Down syndrome.
That is not a rhino.
Yeah, it's like a Down syndrome Triceratops.
But that's a pretty sick Down syndrome side Triceratops.
Like, if there was the coolest Down syndrome kid in the playground, this would be it.
I want to be
saying they have retard strength, dude. I'm sorry. It just happens. That's one of the
Goodbye, listeners. It's what they're known for? Like you look it up on Wikipedia, and it's like,
they tell kids when you're at school, like, oh, there's the special kids, just be nice to them, but watch out for the retard strength. That's the thing.
So when you look at Wikipedia, it's like they're missing a chromosome and they have immense strength.
Chromosome missing, almond eyes, superhuman strength.
They use incremental growth when they're mad. Magic fun for knives.
Oh man.
The other alternate art for this. For the dangerous side is Sandstep Citadel, which is whatever, it is what it is. The cards are giving you is, let's see, I'm pretty sure, Avatar the Resolute, which is a pretty fucking cool card. That's a double green that has Reach and Trample.
Oh, that guy.
Comes in, and if another creature has a counter on it, it also gets a counter as it comes in. And also, they're also giving you Anafenza Kintree Spirit. Which is actually seeing modern play in that, what's that deck though? The Coco fucking deck.
Yeah,
it's a combo situation. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But I mean, surprisingly, that price, that card as of right now is still like $2, which with it seeing Modern play, I'm surprised by, except for the fact that obviously people are still pulling them, so it's not that expensive. But I think it's one of those cards, if that deck sticks around, which it seems pretty fucking good, eventually that card's gonna go up in price. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this fucking Clash pack, you're looking at that thing going, okay, I spent $20, you're getting minimum 30 back. More than that, really, though, and when it comes down to it. So, I mean, this is just...
Yeah, you better jump on it while you can while it's at MSRP.
Yeah, I mean...
People are gonna start reselling them.
Good job.
Oh, I just headbutted the recorder.
That was...
Take that, listener.
Amazing.
Hope it felt good for you, too.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
You're a bad man. Bad man.
So, I mean, what do you guys think of it? I mean, honestly, like, this is just, it's pretty ridiculous the amount they're giving you in this Clash pack for $20.
I just like the fact that you're getting a fucking fetch land in this Clash pack. Yeah. Which is unheard of.
Fetch land, Hunted Company.
Unheard of.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. You're getting, like I said, 30, but really that's like the low end of getting $30 worth of money in this pack.
I mean, it's probably going to drop a little bit just because it's so much more available, but you're still be getting value out of it.
It's going to be like every other like dual deck or whatever, like that. Those versions of those cards are going to be less money just because you can go out and buy them.
You're not going to buy this pack just to turn around and sell those single cards,
right?
You're not going to make money doing that.
But you're going to be able.
You're getting a lot more. Yeah, you're going to be able to play them. You're going to get the cards, and you're going to get other cards that are actually pretty decent too.
Yeah. So if you want those cards, you might as well buy this rather than buying it individually.
Yeah, if you're looking for
way more value overall, and put these are all cards. Obviously, they're going to be like similar decks are going to go into. So I mean,
I'm probably going to buy one just because it's good value and it's fun, and I'll probably keep it together. If I need to pick it apart for a deck, I will. But it just looks like a good buy.
I mean, for me, I have 3 collected companies, so buying this gives me my playset. So I just don't see why I wouldn't buy this. Plus the fetch land. I have nothing bad to say about this thing.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just we bash on Wizards so much. Let's just give them a round of applause.
Golf clap.
Yeah, that was pathetic.
Yeah, we didn't want to join you because it was a little ridiculous, but
yeah, still.
But we agree with you. But
I was clapping in my mind
because I'm gonna bash the fuck out of him here in a minute.
Yeah, the clapping sound you heard from me was my balls clapping against my leg. I was like, yeah, just wing it,
So yeah, Clash packs look good. You know what else looks good? Is Magic Origins. What's it called? I don't remember what it's called. I was trying to think and waste time.
They've changed the name now from Duels of Planeswalkers to now it's just Magic Duels.
Magic Duels?
Magic Duels.
Okay, so
Duels.
Instead of Duels of the Planeswalker, it's going to be Magic Duels, and I think we talked about it last week or the week before. Anyways, it just came out. Was it yesterday or today?
Dun dun dun! Yeah, yesterday.
So it was yesterday.
The 7th, right?
Yes.
Oh, 8th.
And guess what? It's playable only on iDevices.
iOS.
Fuck you guys. So, all your shit talking like, go to Android. Well, I can play Magic Duels for you.
So you know how you can't play Magic Online on a Mac? Well, here's a fucking very shitty replacement for that. So you can play it on certain iPhones and certain iPads or tablets. I don't know what they fucking call them.
iDogs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And so back up a little bit. They had said a while back that they were going to release it in July. But for some reason, they don't want to give a fucking date to it. Like, they don't want to put a definite date on when it comes out. So I was like searching vigorously. I was like, Villagance. That's not Villagance. Vigilance. Villagance? I got all the townspeople together, and we all searched for this information.
And you're all wrong.
We got top men on this.
You're a dumbass unruly mom. Jesus Christ.
I got the town drunk, and the blacksmith, and the fucking doc, and we all fucking went searching. And we all went searching.
Just Back to the Future Doc.
I was thinking Tombstone, but
that works too.
Yeah, Doc
I'll be your Huckleberry.
So I went looking for this information. When is it going to be released on Steam? When is it going to be released on Android? When the fuck is it going to be released on Xbox and PlayStation? Nowhere to be found. Apparently they started up a new Twitter account just for the Duels, Magic Duels.
I don't know if I like that name, by the way.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I don't like it. I wish it was Duels of Planeswalkers like it was. It's just better than just Magic Duels. It just
doesn't sound great.
It doesn't seem good either. Yeah, it doesn't sound right either.
But yeah, they started Twitter.
Yeah, they started a Twitter account just for that game, and so I tweeted at them, hey, when is it going to be released for Android? Nothing. No fucking response.
They said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
You ain't important, bitch.
Yeah.
I just think it's fucking stupid that it's like, hey, we're going to release it. You might miss it.
Yeah, right.
So, fucking...
See, I mean, you said you couldn't find anywhere. I don't have the backing info for what I'm about to say, but I was under the impression, because I was looking at the same thing a while back, like, I knew it was coming out in July, but it was like, when are they going to do it? For whatever reason, whatever things I saw and read, I was under the impression it was planned release for the same weekend of the cards being released. Because it just kind of made sense and whatever I saw. So, I may not have seen the actual hard date, but everything I had kind of seen and heard, I assumed, okay, they're going to release it when they're set, and then the cards actually released. Not pre-release weekend, but actual release weekend, the 17th would be when it's released.
So they kind of alluded to it a little bit.
As far as what I read, was alluded to that being the case. So then all of a sudden yesterday, out of nowhere, it's announced, oh yeah, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, we're going to release that a week early, and you can play it today.
So they didn't say specifically a week early, right? They just...
Well, okay, it's released. They said early release for iPhone and iPad.
Okay.
Get it today.
Fuckers.
What assholes.
I have it on my phone, and for me, I have an iPad, and then I don't even have an iPad 1. I have an iPad 2, but for whatever reason, they have like 30 different versions of iPad and iPhone it works with and compatibility with. You know, iPad 2 Air, iPad Air 2 Mini, and this and that. It's like, you couldn't go a cunt hair back to iPad 2, because it's not fucking compatible with my goddamn device. And it works on my iPhone, whatever, 6 or 5, I don't know, it works on this. But it's like, motherfucker, I like playing on the goddamn iPad because it's fine on the phone, but obviously it's smaller, and if I'm going to sit here and play Magic, I want to relax and not have a small screen.
Well, you know what? I'm very glad you can play it on that tiny screen, and it just probably frustrates you.
Yeah.
You're like, if only I could just put it on bigger. I mean, you probably could like do some sort of janky tech thing to put it on. To put it on your TV or whatever.
You're just fucking salty because you can't play it, bitch.
I am salty. I am fucking...
You want to play while we can?
Mort Saltington.
Mort Saltington.
But I will say, you know what Magic, Duels of Planeswalkers is. Yeah. It is what it is, but it's I mean, we talked about it before. We enjoy it.
I definitely enjoy it. I think that's why I was salty, because I was like, sweet, it's something that I can, it's like just another video game I can play.
Yeah, exactly. But I imagine you'll have in your hands within a week.
Are they doing this one like where you get the free promo if you take in a printout to like yada yada yada?
I have not seen that, so I don't think so.
Well, they're not selling the game, it's for free, so it's like a Hearthstone type of deal. So I don't think they're gonna do the promo. Maybe if you like buy a pack, a digital pack or whatever, they might do that, but...
Well, that's another thing, like you can obviously buy packs, but as you continue to beat story mode missions and things, you get the coins, and it's 150 coins to buy it's a 6-card Origins pack. Just so you know. You spend 150 coins, you get a 6 cards from Origins booster pack. You start off, if you do the tutorial, which is annoying, because if you play Duels of the Planeswalkers, you know how to fucking do it, because there's nothing different about it. But you do it because you get 30 free coins. And then you continue the storyline, and every the first one you're gonna go ahead and beat, you're gonna get 10 coins for it. The next duel, you get 20 coins. So you can build up to at least get...
By the time you're done with the tutorial, you can probably buy a pack.
Not quite yet. You still have to beat the next couple people. But yeah, it's right there. I mean, it's, then you start, what's the fucking name? It's not Gideon, it's like Kytheon.
Yeah, it's
like you start off,
That's before he goes Super Saiyan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't give him that much credit, that old pussy.
Hey man, he can attack on turn 2, okay?
Yeah, okay, whatever. White weenie, whatever. Fucking hot sauce's boyfriend, I get it. But, it's set up where, story mode before was like, you go to this plane, you meet the people, and you go to this plane, that's the story. This time it's you play through as if you're that planeswalker. So you kind of it's telling the origin story of each planeswalker as you beat each opponent.
Okay.
So that, it makes sense. That's how they're doing the lore. That's how they're trying to tell the story. So they're doing it exactly just like that. So each opponent progressively gets, harder to beat. So it starts off with Kytheon, Gideon or whatever, and then it goes into next couple. I forget what the order actually is. I feel like Liliana is last. So it's just, so far I haven't played it as much yet because I would have been playing it for 6 hours with playing it so far if it was on my iPad. But it's just I'm still kind of annoyed that's only on my phone. Yeah. That I haven't played it enough yet.
Like, I wouldn't be so salty. Like, I understand that, like, iPhones and iPads are a lot easier to program and design for because Android's such a broad thing with different things and stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly how I would put it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. So,
do you?
Some would say the iPhone iOS system is a lot more refined. Yeah, you can do broken shit on the Android stuff, but you go on the market for Android stuff, you can look for a game that you know the exact title for, and suddenly it won't pop up because there's 40 other bullshit games that any other Joe Schmo has put on there that are just crap, so you can't find the game you're actually looking for.
Yeah, I don't know what this tangent's all about, but...
Well, whatever. That's why I switched back to iPhone, because I had the Android, and that's the problem I had. Okay. Knowing there's a game on there, I'm like, okay, I wrote the exact name in, but I can't find it. I'm scrolling for 5 minutes through a bunch of fucking bullshit games that people put on there, because they wipe their ball split into a game and put it on there for people to buy. So I was like, I'm tired of this operating system, so I played iPhone.
And
now I get to play Duels before you.
Do you know how to spell?
Yeah. No, that's the point. Yes, I know how to spell. I can say words like not Villagance, like you.
That's good. That's the episode title right there.
Villagance.
Yeah.
Villagance, the village idiot.
Yeah. That's my new Planeswalker. So yeah, I'm not salty about that it came out on the iPhone first because apps and games for mobile usually come out on the iPhone, so I've kind of like gotten over that saltiness. But I'm just pissed that they're not giving us an exact date. Like, what's up with all the secrecy? Are you still like trying to make, still trying to do like fix the upkeep triggers? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why it's all...
Yeah, they're trying to tighten up the graphics on level 3.
Yeah.
Level 3.
Grandma's boy reference? So anyways, I'm just kind of pissed about that. But I'm sure I'll be playing it
you'll buy it and you'll fucking play the shit out of it. Just like everybody.
You'll buy shit.
Or you'll download it and play the shit out of it when it comes out.
Yeah.
The ISU units are high with this one.
And then you'll buy
ISO, it's ISO, dude.
No, it was ISU at first when fucking Hot Sauce screwing it up.
But it's ISO now. It
was ISO first.
Yeah, it was ISO.
ISU makes sense. So yeah, that's what it is.
I went to the doctors and he said my ISO levels are a little high, so gotta
change your diet. I don't need so much fucking salt.
I thought you were gonna say sausage, but
a lot of salt and sausage.
Goes hand in hand.
A lot of protein and salt there.
So anyways, let's move on.
I love how you're helping with my jokes now. It's much appreciated.
It was I was like in my head I was like, say it. It's perfect. It's perfect.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. Starts with the same letter, for fuck's sakes. Come on. So anyways, let's move on to some decks we've brewed up. Why don't you take it away, Crow?
So I didn't actually brew this up. When Hot Sauce challenged us, I was like, I bought a fucking modern deck. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and look into it right off the bat. And the first thing I thought about is because I used to have a standard waste knot deck that I fucking loved. It was a blue black waste knot deck, and it was fantastic. When I first started building that deck, I searched online to kind of, like how most people do. I mean, you start searching other decks and just kind of get ideas and trying to, float off what you think they're trying to do and just get, like, maybe you didn't think of that card, kind of situations like that. So, I originally had done that, and I saw a lot of waste knot decks that were like black-red, and I just didn't like it. So I decided to make it a black-blue one. It was a lot of fun. Did well at FNM one time, and these guys get pretty salty the couple times I played against them. It was just great. And then, multiplayer was just goddamn vicious. Like, just unbeatable multiplayer. That much fucking, advantage I'm making off a dark deal with 3 other opponents. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and draw 20 fucking cards. Good luck. I'll be back into play in 10 minutes later, whatever. So it was great. But when I was searching for that, I came across many people trying to make waste not work in modern. So I had that background of knowing that people were trying to do that already. Excuse me. So when Hot Sauce said that, with my addiction to magic here, and like, okay, well, that's another format I can play, and now somebody else in our group is down to try to play it. So I was like, you know what? As soon as I thought of it, I was like, what deck do I want to do? Instantly, Waste Not popped in my head.
Yeah, you were on the Waste Not plan like super hard.
Yeah, I just
when you first saw that card, you latched onto it.
God damn. Between Rabble Master and Waste Not, like my first deck I ever built was that Mardu Goblin deck.
Yeah.
Which I love, and I love Rabble Master. So between like Rabble Master, Waste Not, and Crackling Doom, like those are my first like 3 loves of cards. Like the Waste Not, I don't know, it's just so cool, man. There's so many things you get from it. So to build a deck around synergistically just fucking other people's hands and getting so much advantage from it just seems like my kind of magic, personally. So I went and searched, Waste Not Modern, and instantly came across a deck list and several videos from Playing on a Budget from the guys from Gathering Magic. So the guy who made this deck is Kevin Crimmin. And so I watched that, and I was like, you know what? That looks like fun to me. I mean, it's not very interactive, which is something we've talked about before. About, like, that's not really something that I really like and whatnot.
That's kind of the way the modern is.
But that's modern is really kind of comes down to. Like, yeah, there's creature decks about doing things, but there's a lot of things where you're not really. You just want to do what you want to do.
Yeah, just get to do what you need to do, and then the game. That's the game.
So, like, Hot Sauce and Knife already gave me a little shit, like, oh yeah, it's another solitaire deck. I was like, well, you know what? That kind of seems like the majority of modern, honestly. Like, there's obviously interaction, all kind of shit, but you know what? So, I saw this play, and I was like, you know what? That's fucking cool. And so, the deck list itself, because personally, I'm going to change some of it. I don't like the mana base they chose. I've already changed that. There's a couple other cards I'm going to put in and out, and sideboard cards I'm going to try differently just to see how I personally like it and whatnot. So the deck list itself is 4 Simian Spirit Guide. That's only the creatures that are on the deck. And they're not even used as creatures. They're just used to exile them, add red mana to the mana pool. Spells are 4 Gataxian Probes. There's no blue in the deck. It's black, red, and really it's just splashing black to play Waste Not, really. So it's a Waste Not Storm deck, if I didn't mention that or not. So it's got 4 Gataxian Probes, 4 Burning Inquiry, 4 Locket of Yesterdays, 2 Grape Shots, which I think I'm going to actually play 3 just because I don't want to, discard past it and whatnot. I just like the idea of having it there. 4 Waste Knots, 4 Desert Ritual, 4 Pyretic Ritual, 3 Pyromancer Ascension, 4 Metamorphose, 3 Past in Flames, 4 Reforging Souls, which is the Miracle card, which, discard, each opponent discards their hand and draws 7 cards. Everybody discards their hand and draws 7 cards. And then from there, the lands, it's 16 lands. And he had 3 Blackcleave Cliffs, and that's the land that comes in, and it's a black-red land. It comes in tapped if you have more than 2 lands. And so it just, at that point, like, it just becomes bad drawing it later, you having to tap it, and you don't want to be having tap lands at that point, so I just didn't like that.
I see a lot of people play those in Modern, and I just don't get that whole cycle.
I mean,
I'd rather just play shock lands.
Yeah.
Or the buddy lands.
Something different. I mean, so I don't like that, so I'm not going to be playing any of those. He actually didn't have any Bloodstained Mires, so I'm playing 4 Bloodstained Mires. He only had 2 Blood Crypts. I'm going to be playing 4 of those. 4 Sulphurous Springs, I'm going to play those. He has 7 Mountains. From there, I'm actually going to go ahead and play some Dragon Skull Summits, because between the shock lands and the other, mountains and whatnot, I'm going to have the ability for that to come in not tapped.
Was this like one of the budget lists too that he made?
It is a budget.
Maybe that's why he didn't play some of the Bloodstained Mires, because they kind of
that is part of it, I'm
keep
sure.
It down, the costs.
Yeah, but those Blackcleave Cliffs, those are $15 a piece. They're like,
that's true.
They're like $13 I think actually, but so it's like, they're not. I don't think they're that good. Like, why not just play a Sulphur Springs at that point, which is basically a fucking Yavimaya Coast? It's that kind of cycle card. So I'm playing 4 of those. I took out the Blackcleave Cliffs, put in other options. I'm going to be doing that. The one card on the sideboard is Blood Moon for 1, 2 Wear and Tears, 1 Burst of Speed, 4 Lightning Bolts, 2 Rakdos Charms, 2 Leyline of the Void, and 3 Empty the Warrens. Personally, like, when he made this, apparently, because Blood Moon has shot up like a motherfucker in the last 2 months. Because when he made this, this is a budget list, Blood Moon was at $15. It is currently at $50.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that is the one card of this list overall that I did not purchase. I'm hoping to find, I know some people around town that I may be able to trade for it or something like that, or work out some kind of deal with them. I mean, I want a Blood Moon, but I don't want to spend $50 on it right now. So there's other cards I'm going to try on the sideboard, and there's like, you know, he's playing 4 of the Locket of Yesterdays, and it's a good card. It's a one mana for an artifact, and it makes all cards that if you have a card in your graveyard of the same name, it makes that card that you're going to play cost 1 colorless less. So it works very well with this deck, because this deck cycles through itself like a motherfucker. Like, I'm going to have to pay attention and not mill myself when it comes down to it. You get down to fucking 15 cards easily in this goddamn deck.
So I was going to ask, what's the payoff card? Like, what makes them discard, and like, what's the win condition here?
So, discard, you know, the miracle, like, is, where is it at? Here it is. Reforge the Soul. Miracle, it's 2 red and 3 regular. Miracle for a red and 1. Each player discards his or her hand and draws 7 cards.
Okay.
So you put that on the field to Waste Not. You go and hit that again. So basically, this is a Waste Not Storm deck. So you're trying to, you know, Metamorphose, which you're just cantripping into the next card. You're playing Gataxian Probe, draw another card while playing a spell.
Try to get that Storm counter up.
You know, you're playing these Pyretic Rituals where you pay a red and 1 and you add 3 red mana to your field. The Desert Rituals where you can go ahead and splice, because it's an arcane spell, so you can go ahead and splice it onto another Desert Ritual. So you play that, then you play the next one. So you're continuing the storm count and just ticking up and ticking up and ticking up. And as you continue to draw cards, and then you go ahead and use Burning Inquiry for 1 red, where you draw 3 cards. You and your opponent each draw 3 cards, and then discard 3 cards at random. So again, that hits Waste Not for the discard, and you're continuing to play more spells, and you hit into more mana-producing spells, hit into more Metamorphoses, more Desert Rituals, and you continue to go off. And then, you know, Pyromancer's Ascension as well, so as soon as you play, you know, that card reads, it's a 1 and a red for an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that has the same name as a card in your graveyard, you may put a quest counter on Pyromancer's Ascension. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell while Pyromancer's Ascension has 2 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that spell and choose a target for the spell. So it's pretty easy to get, once you get that on the board, to actually get that to have the 2 counters that you need on it to copy the spells. So from there, you're looking to continue to loot through your fucking deck, all the continuous card draw and the miracle cards and the burning inquiries to hit your grape shots.
Grape shot.
Because your grape shot for your storm counter gets up to like fucking 29, you just grape shot their face, and then you have the ascension on there too in case they happen to be like a soul sister deck where they're gaining a bunch of life. And then you go ahead and it copies it and does it all over again. And you continue to, and then you cast it from your graveyard again, because the other card that's running here is 3 Past in Flames, which allows the sorcery for 3 and a red, which allows you to play, it gives all your cards in your graveyard until end of turn the flashback, which their flashback cost is their mana cost. So all you're doing is continuing to produce mana and make these cards, give you tons and tons of mana to continue to play these cards. And then with Locker Yesteryear, they're cheaper to cast from their graveyard as well. And then your Pyromancer's Ascension, you continue to just go off like a motherfucker, and you can just grape shot them for a shit ton. And then also, you can go ahead and sideboard and empty the Warrens, which is for 3 and a red, put 2 1/1 red goblins on the field, and it has Storm.
Yeah,
so you just drop fucking 100,000 fucking goblins on the field. And then at the same time, all this time, you're making them discard and draw cards as well. So if you have that Waste Knots on the board, you're making a bunch of zombies, you continue to draw cards, continue to make mana, and you can just go off very quickly. Because, most of your cards are doing the same thing about producing mana and cantripping into next cards and next cards and next cards. And you just fucking combo off into this storm of just epicness and just fuck their face.
I do like storm decks that kind of seem like fun. It seems like a lot of counting though. You gotta make sure you have to go like an app on your phone, just like fucking count up your mana and their fucking storm counters and shit. You forget otherwise. That's
why I already have a couple cards, like some Pokemon stickers and cards went out to put on the table so I can clarify, okay, this red energy is actually going to be my red mana, and this other sticker is going to have that's going to storm count. I was like, I have to get a system down to pay attention to, because it is going to be very interesting, because this thing, you can play so many spells in one turn, it's just stupid. So, like I said before, I'll have to pay attention to not milling myself, and then my cards I draw, and it's pretty crazy. It looks pretty fun. It is going to be interesting to learn and get used to. It's going to take me a hot minute, because there's so much situations happening, and every time I play a spell, do the storm count, most of the spells are going to be like Desperate Ritual, where I pay the 2 red, I add 3 to the mana pool, so I have to like tick that up and pay attention to what I got going on there. And it's going to be a constant mental battle of paying attention to the storm count and how much mana I have and things like that.
So it's basically a glass cannon of you masturbating yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's modern.
In a nutshell. I mean, it's definitely
That's an interesting storm deck,
Yeah.
I'd say, to say the least.
Yeah, when you said Waste Not, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how's that gonna fucking work? But, I mean,
there's other variations that play an 8-rack Waste Not situation. Like, I watched some videos on that too. I'm like, you know what? That's interesting, but that's not really a style of mine, so I didn't go with
I like that 8-rack deck.
It is cool. I like it. I do definitely like it, but I for that same point right there, I feel like that's more you than it is me.
Right.
And we have a lot of very similarities in how we like to play Magic, so I'm close to liking that. Like, I do like it, but as far as like realm of things that you may do, I can picture you doing an 8-rack deck.
Right.
Where I want to do a Waste Not deck.
My 2 modern decks I'd build is, like Esper Mill and then probably like an 8-rack deck, which I haven't like thoroughly looked into. Like, I've looked at a couple lists and, it looks fun, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some videos on it while checking this out after deciding, like, I'm all about this Waste Not Storm deck. It's fucking cool. But then I was like, I'm going to just look at these 8-rack decks and just see what they're all about and see. But I saw there's actually some 8-rack decks that are testing out Waste Not in their deck.
Yeah.
To see, I think they were taking out Bitter Blossoms for Waste Not. And when I saw them play it, it didn't work with their deck how they wanted it to. Like Bitter Blossoms would have been better for 8-rack in that time.
I feel like, Waste Not is really good with discard, but just, it doesn't fit that deck. Like, sure, it's powerful, and it has a powerful effect in that deck, but it's just not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, I agree. From what I saw, I agree.
And if you listen to the cast at all, that was like the card I had the biggest boner for during the spoilers. I was all about it, so.
Yeah, and you walked away, we were talking about how, like, he saw it too. As soon as Waste Not came out, like as soon as I saw Waste Not, I was fucking all about it, which is just hilarious. I mentioned to him like my first like love was Rabble Master, and so I built that Goblins Mardu deck to start off, and then I was like, you know what? I love the Waste Not, the Crackling Doom. So those were like my top 3 cards when I first started really getting back into Magic and stuff. So
fuck yeah.
Like I love Waste Not, man. So to instantly I'm so happy that instantly that's what popped in my head when I thought about Modern deck. And then to that quickly find somebody else's build and see like legit videos from Gathering Magic, because they're good. I like Gathering Magic.
Yeah.
And so watch like legit videos from them. And again, one more shout out to Kevin Crimmin, who made this deck. It's a budget deck. So like there's some things that I'm going to go ahead and make it my own. I'm going to test out in different situations, do some different things. But the core and shell is due to him. So I like, excuse me, I like this deck a lot. I'm very excited to play it. If fucking Hot Sauce wasn't in goddamn Mormontown, I'd be playing against him tonight and checking it out.
But alas.
I bet Hot Sauce has Soul Sisters.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
That little pussy ass bitch.
Yeah. He won't tell us what his modern deck is, which kind of grinds my gears a little bit.
Grinds my gears, Brian.
Like one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to get like at least 2 Faithless Lootings in this deck, because there's certain times I'd rather have certain spells in the graveyard, things that aren't helping me at that moment, and be easier for me to cast from my graveyard with the Locker yesterday, and the Passing Flames and things like that. So, like, I'm going to make this deck my own. Because I don't like just copying and net decking things. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But this, like, getting into Modern and seeing how Modern decks really work and seeing something that I would like to play, I'm happy to find this shell and go from there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's where it helps a lot to like net deck is you have an idea, but somebody out there has that idea and they've refined it more, so you find that list and you're like, alright, I see what you're trying to do there, and then you like take your own
flavor touch to it.
Yeah, exactly. So
you jizz in your own hands and you kind of, rub it on there and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's
take a page out of a nice book.
Yeah. So it's funny your deck revolves around Waste Not, because kind of so does mine. I have first of all, I was on Magic Online. I have a couple of different decks and a couple of different formats, but I was playing my zombie EDH deck, and I was going up against somebody with, fuck. I'll have to edit this out and look it up.
Well, as you're thinking about trying to find it, I just want to, we're talking about EDH again, and dude, we've talked kind of shit about, Commander in the past a little bit because we weren't really as much into it. And personally, with this other playgroup I've been playing with, I was forced to make a legit EDH deck, and I am so happy with my Una blue-black deck. It's just fucking awesome, man. I decided to, what's the best thing in fucking Magic for anything? Is fucking card advantage. That's the main thing. So my deck is all about continuing to draw cards. I have a couple things like Spellbook and Reliquary Tower and Venture's Journal and things like Library of Lang and things like that to give me no max hand size and continue to draw cards like Consecrated Sphinx, Rhystic Study, and things like that where I get to draw cards and hunt the discard. So I end up getting 30 card hands and sitting there going what do I want to do now? And it's just so much fun. I love that fucking deck. And it's a fair deck. It's not like some uber combo 100% deck like we've talked about before.
Yeah.
I feel it's a legit 75. It's a solid deck, but it's not going to really piss anybody off and go, I'm never playing with you again.
Yeah, it's going to piss people off, but not...
Well,
to the point where they're not going to play with you.
Yeah, I play 10, 11 counters, and then people are some people have the mindset knife that EDH is all about throwing out giant fucking things and doing crazy cool shit, and yeah, but my deck I like to sit there and just have all the time in the world to do what I want to do, and I don't want to deal with your giant fucking thing, so no, you can't have it.
For some reason, I just can't stand counters in EDH. I just can't fucking stand it. Because it's just and it's probably what I get because I like to play Control, in every other format, but I just can't stand to play Control in EDH, so it's a thing. If I run into an EDH deck online, going up against it in Moto, if they throw out more than 2 counter spells, I'm like, alright dude, no offense, but I'm just gonna concede because it's super boring to me.
I hear you, but at the same time, you're still, feel like you're in that mindset of it being completely, EDH still to you is entirely kitchen table, be a little kid, drop everything big you can, which I get. I understand that, and that makes sense to me too, but I decided to make a deck that has a game plan rather than get mana and drop something big. I have an overall game plan. I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards, I'm gonna make Una create a whole bunch of fucking fairies for me. I'm gonna not let you do anything to hit me, like my chump blocks, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and unblockable hit you and just fuck with you and do cool things like that I have fun with.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of giant, crazy big drops. So for me, it's about kind of controlling the board and doing the things that I want to do without getting ran over by giant 30-30 monsters.
It's not the bear that's going to kill you. It's the thousands of mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, really.
Yeah, the thousands of paper cuts. The deck I went up against was Carador, Ghost Chieftain, and it's a very good card. I had bought the From the Vault 20 when it came out on Magic Online.
Oh yeah.
And I pretty much didn't do anything with it. I just throw it in EDH, some of the cards in EDH decks, from time to time.
How much did that run you when you bought it?
What was it, $40? Something like that. I was so pissed at the time because when they made it in paper, it was super limited supply. And so I figured it was only going to be sold on Magic Online for a couple days, a week. It was on there for fucking months and months. I bought it the day it came out. I was so fucking pissed.
Did it ever drop in price, I'm guessing, after that?
No, it never dropped in price. But,
but
I mean,
you wanted the cards to be more expensive afterwards.
Well, I just thought it was going to be more of a limited supply than it actually was.
No, not in digital.
No.
Yeah, what's the point?
Fuck that one up. So anyways, I started building the Carador deck and pretty much just get stuff in the graveyard, Deathrite Shamans.
Before you continue on with other cards, what does Carador actually do?
Carador, for those who don't know, it's 5 black, green, white, and it costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your graveyard. And then during each of your turns, you may cast 1 creature from your graveyard. So I just throw a bunch of shit in the graveyard, cast it for super cheap, and then start playing shit from my graveyard.
Gotcha, okay.
And so I just started throwing a bunch of shit in there. A lot of stuff from my Reanimator deck from last standard season. So anyways, that deck's alright, you know. And then after that...
To that point, though, that's another reason why I think, like, even though you and Hot Sauce are kind of talking shit about this being, my Modern deck being kind of a solitaire deck, like, I think you would like it, too, because with that Passive and Flames and how much mana you get open, you play so many fucking cards out of the graveyard that it's just you're utilizing and reutilizing and non-stop, like, making everything your bitch and just using it over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah, I told the deck's a pain in the ass. And, yeah. Well... I don't like it because I'm going to have to eventually play again.
Yeah, okay, there
So anyways, I was looking up cards to make this deck better. And then I started thinking about my Rats discard Tiny Leaders deck and how much it sucks and how much I wish it didn't suck. And so I was looking up some leaders in those colors, which was white and black. And I couldn't really find anything. I have Athreos as the leader. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me see what else is in white, black, and blue. And I was kind of throwing color combinations out there. And I accidentally, because we have this app on our phone, which I think it's way easier than Gatherer. I use it. It's called MTG Familiar. It's free. It's a fucking awesome app. Shout out to whoever fucking made that thing. Fucking saved my life. So I accidentally didn't hit one of the filters, you know, the 4 mana or less filters for Tiny Leaders, and it started popping up all these, legendary Esper color commanders. So I started looking, and I saw, I think I was specifically looking for like enchantment stuff, and so I had an enchantment like in the text, so anything that had enchantment would come up. And so this card came up, if Magic Online wasn't so fucking slow and unresponsive.
Do you know if the MTG Familiar is on the iPhone as well?
I'm not 100% sure. That's a great question.
I'm guessing it's not one of these couple right here.
No.
That's a bummer.
So I found Zur the Enchanter.
Zur.
For 1 white, blue, black. Has flying, it's a 1/4. Whenever Zur the Enchanter attacks, you may search your library for an enchantment card with converted mana cost 3 or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you do, shuffle your library. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to make a discard deck out of this because the hardest thing about my Tiny Leaders deck is actually getting those enchantments onto the battlefield. Mm-hmm. I have a couple ways to search them up, but anyways... so I started fucking around with this, you know, white, blue, black. All right, you know, I can do something. Mm-hmm. Path to Exile, Swords of Plowshares, of course. Brainstorm, Ponder. I had Impulse and Factor Fiction from the Vault 20. And then the other enchantments, Blood Chief Ascension, Quest for the Nilhil Stone. Shrieking Affliction, Nihil, I don't know how to pronounce it.
That's the Nilhil Stone.
Nilhil in the house. And then of course Waste Not. And so I just kind of started with that shell and just put all the discard spells and everything, and I tested it out. It was pretty good. But I found I could only grab enchantments with 3 mana or less, so I was like, well, I need to get, it's like a toolbox deck, basically, because you can search up for whatever enchantment you want. So I started grabbing other enchantments like Banishing Light and Journey into Nowhere and Oblivion Ring and Detention Sphere, which all basically do the same thing. Then I threw in a couple others. The Dire Undercurrent. Whenever a blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, target player draws a card. When a black creature, target player discards a card.
That's a fucking all-star Mauna deck because she makes fairies, it's black-blue fairies. So every one it hits, discard a card, I draw a card.
I think I want to get, what's the Fairy Maker enchantment?
Bitter Blossoms.
Bitter Blossom. I think I'm going to grab one of those and put it in here. And then I just have a shitload of discard spells, and I also have a couple enchantments that don't really have to deal with discard, but they get my motor running, and I'm actually wasting time to look for them. Mind Slash for 1 black. Okay, this is a discard. Sacrifice a creature, pay a single black, target opponent reveals his or her hand, you choose a card from it. Not a non-land card, just a card. And they discard that card. And there's some other ones. So anyways, I started adding a little bit more enchantment, and then I added Doomwig Giant, of course, so I can pretty much play like 2-3 enchantments and hopefully wipe any low toughness dudes they have on the board. I have a Johnny's Chosen. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 2/2 white cat creature token on the battlefield, just so I can have some things to sacrifice. And then I took a page out of Ryke's book, Sphere of Safety, for 4 and a white.
Yeah.
Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays X for each of those creatures, where X is the number of enchantments you control. That is a fucking game fuck over.
On top of that, get Propaganda.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
I love Propaganda.
I was looking at some other shit.
With either your 3 colors, I just got a card. I'll look it up right now as we continue to talk, but it's the same kind of thing as Propaganda, where it's an enchantment for blue and 2, and for each attacking creature, the controller has to pay 2 to attack you.
Okay.
I have another one.
Ensnaring Bridge?
No. It's another one. I'll pull it out right now. Okay. But essentially it's for a blue and 3, and what it says is for each land type you have, so being 3 colors, you'd be 3 colors.
Right.
They have to pay 3 per each creature to attack.
Nice.
So I'll find the actual name in a second here.
Be totally about that.
Collective Restraint.
Okay.
Creatures can't attack you unless the controller pays X for each creature attacking you, where X is the number type of basic land types among lands you control.
Nice.
So you use that with Propaganda, you have to pay 5 for each creature to attack you.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
And then Sphere of Safety on top of that. By the time, because I can't really search up Sphere of Safety with Zur, but the time I get Sphere of Safety on the board, I already have like 5 or 6 enchantments out there, so they're just fucked. And I just found this card, because I got the board wiped, destroy all enchantments and all artifacts. So I looked up a card, and it's fucking pretty expensive. It's Replenish for 3 and a white sorcery. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, fuck you.
God.
So that's also returning Doomwig Giant if he's on the board. So just fucking wiping the entire world. I'm also playing Whispering Madness. It's a cipher spell. Each player discards his or her hand and draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. Has cipher. So I just throw that. You know, I throw that on Zur, and then I fucking search up Waste Not, and it's just this horrible long list of triggers, and they usually just concede at that point.
What's that green card that fucking destroys all enchantments?
Back to Nature.
Back to Nature. That sounds like a bitch.
Yeah, so that's actually why I put Replenish in here. And I have other ways to like search stuff up, you know, Vampire Tutor and Liliana, and just stuff like that. And Esper Charm. Holy fuck, why have I not looked at Esper Charm? 1, at all, and 2 for my Tiny Leaders deck. Esper Charm. Choose 1, destroy target enchantment, draw 2 cards, or target player discards 2 cards. And that's just a fucking all-star in
that's pretty sweet.
Any fucking Esper deck, I feel like. So, like, I just found it, and I felt dumb, because I was like, how is this the first time I've found this fucking card?
I'm so happy it took you this long, because your mill deck's already a pain in the ass in Tiny Leaders.
Yeah, so, I really, really, fucking really love this deck. Like, this deck is awesome, and I do get to play with some of my rats, but some of them,
the rats will survive.
They will survive.
I will survive.
But unfortunately,
as long as I know how to love.
They're not the best.
That was your cue, Knife. You fucked it up, dude.
I know. And there's a full, is it a full art? Maybe it's like a promo. Anyways, Liliana Spectre, which is super cool and super cheap, but, anyways, that's the deck, and I have a bunch of other shit in here, but I don't want to go through every fucking card. But I'm like super stoked for it. With just a little tweaking, I was able to take down like a bunch of games. Obviously, EDH gets out of control and crazy, but I feel like a lot of people concede after I get a certain, it's super easy to get cards out of their hand. One, because a lot of people play artifacts to ramp up into bigger spells, so they're playing multiple spells a turn. They're already trying to do big stuff, so their hands getting empty on their own, and then I'm discarding and I'm drawing more cards, and it's wonderful. It's everything I want to do. It's great. It's a giant dick hair. So,
I understand how I love my Una deck so much now. Like, like you guys, it wasn't really an EDH, and then all of a sudden I built this deck, and I'm just like, man, I am down to play EDH, because this thing is just fun. It's an asshole. It's just being a dick.
Yeah. So this deck has like a very specific plan and strategy, and there's a way to do it, and it's easy. Not like the zombie deck where it's just kind of like good zombie shit thrown together. So I want to build this in paper, and of course I get to play with Marie Rebeert in the deck, and everyone's a big fan of her, especially in the EDH.
Little French cunt.
So that's the deck I built, and I spent like a couple hours like researching cards, playing EDH on Moto, and then buying cards on Moto to play EDH. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
what am I doing with my life here?
Yeah, out of all the ways I could
on Moto.
Yeah, out of all the ways I could waste time doing Magic, like that's probably like the worst. Like that's like drinking fucking Miller Lite out of a stripper's butthole. Like that's how low on the totem pole
that doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Well, I'm a fan. That's why it was the first scenario that came to mind. But anyways, that's actually it for all the deck buildingness. Unless, Ryke, you had something to talk about.
Not for ADH, no.
Or Modern?
Modern is just too expensive. I'll probably do like a makeshift like red deck wins or something. Like they have like a deck called I think it's Scred Red or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That's like super lame, but it's cheap, so I'll probably do something like that. If I had a choice, if like money wasn't a problem, like if I wanted to drop like $600, $700, $800 on a Modern deck, I would probably do Affinity.
Yeah.
Because I love Affinity.
The idea of Affinity sounds fucking fun to me too.
Just have like a little bunch of like colorless artifacts, just little dick hairs everywhere, and you get like Ink Moth Nexus and all that shit for Infect.
Manlands and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. But yeah, that's if I was actually going to drop some dough on a Modern deck, I'd definitely play Affinity.
Nice. So next on the docket, we've failed to mention that the Magic the Gathering board game came out.
It was a board game.
Well, they released like a preview video about it at one of the PAX West or something like that, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. So they're making a tabletop game, because tabletop is like one of the biggest rages going on. It's a continuing trend that, I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of new tabletop RPG situation type of games being built now that I'd like to get into if I can get it,
Not just Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, well, that's, I don't feel like that's a board game, like a table, I mean, that's like a...
We're not there yet, bro.
Oh, we're not there yet? Oh, man, okay. I was breaking out my Dungeon Master's,
manual, monster manual.
Fucking, divider card.
So, quick tangent. Every time I go to fucking Barnes & Noble, I see this, Star Wars, basically Dungeons and Dragons game. And it has this big book, and it just has all these fucking details about, if the fucking AT-AT walks over this storm grate, then it gets -5 armor, and just all this weird shit. I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I so want to do this. So eventually, fuck D&D, we're gonna play that.
Buy it and I'll play with you.
Is it like a strategy game or like a little hex-based game where you have a grid?
No, it's just like D&D, where it's just all in your mind.
Roll for initiative, please.
Yeah, exactly, but it's set in the Star Wars universe.
Can I shoot that blaster? Alright, roll your 10 dice.
Yeah.
You critically failed to operate your blaster and it blew up in your face.
Nah, shit, it was set for stun, damn it.
What is this, Star Trek, you fuck?
What?
Set for stun.
Yeah, that's literally in the first 5 minutes of Star Wars.
There's a lot of stun going on Star Trek. I thought you were making a bad reference there.
No, God, no.
Okay.
No, so they hit Princess Leia with the stun gun.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure he wasn't making a bad reference.
There's one set for stun. Come on. Anyways, so, back to the board game.
To me, it looks like, there's a game that was out before. Oh man, I'm gonna blank on the name. But apparently it's very similar to that tabletop game, to the point where the boards and the pieces can actually fit together. It's that game just reincarnate now into Magic style. But obviously Magic having its own twist to it and things to it. I wish I remember the name of it. That's my bad. But anyways, it looks fun. I mean, it's all the Planeswalkers that are coming out in the Origin set. And they all, so you get all the little Planeswalkers tokens and move around the field and whatnot, and they all have like 3 to 4, something like that, minions or different types of like zombies or whatever. So you're like, there's still cards that you flip through and like draw to play and things like that. So in generalities, like, I think right now the MSRP is $40. At some point, as long as you guys are down to try it with me,
fuck yeah,
I'm planning on buying it because I don't see why not. I mean, I keep almost buying the X-Wing tabletop Star Wars thing, but you've already bought that, so I want to come over and play that with you.
Did you buy that?
I did. I bought the
We
starter.
haven't played it yet?
I know, right? I keep like forgetting about it.
Have you even opened it?
I've opened it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you attempted to play it with Elena, but she got too bored of hearing the rules, so.
Yeah, I was like reading all the complicated rules, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm bored. I don't want to do this anymore." I'm like, you're the worst.
How about you invite me over for a day? We'll play that.
I'm down.
I'll buy the Magic board game, get all of us over and play that. Because, I mean, it seems like something worth trying. I mean, it's a Magic universe, so it's obviously, that gives it the edge, because if it wasn't Magic, it'd be just another tabletop game that we probably wouldn't care about.
Shoots and
but
ladders.
It's the Magic universe, so I want to try it, personally.
The lore about ladders is pretty sick.
And shoots? Don't even get me started on
shoots. Murderous bunch they are. But yeah, the board game looks fucking awesome.
You guys are fucked.
I don't really know like too much information about it, but just the fact that it's based on Origins and the lore and these new Planeswalkers and it's like a tabletop game, I'm totally down to try it.
So, to that note, I actually forgot on my intro to talk about this real quick. My wife came across something that is interesting, and it has like chances for a very specific subgroup of people. I don't know like if their current prices that they can actually appeal to mass people.
Are we talking about like child labor?
No, this is Magic related.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought we were going a different road there for a minute.
Start selling me like Norwegian children.
Yeah.
No, I'll keep this for myself. You can have the African children.
But not the British children.
No. They're always asking for another. Sir, may I have another? Shut up, British kid.
Anyways, Jesus Christ. This is just bad.
That's getting late.
It's getting late. Anyways, my wife came across this little article. It's called Spare Deck. And essentially, it is Gamefly / Netflix for Magic.
Oh, yeah. I saw something about, like, deck renting?
Exactly. You can rent singles. You can rent entire decks. I looked at it just to kind of see if I had something to talk about with this. It's obviously a newer company. Their website isn't very
good,
detailed oriented. It's there. You're doing what you're doing, but it's not like refined in any way yet. It's just
they don't give you any information. There's a lot of buzzwords and
it gives you a quick breakdown, but it's like if you don't know what's going on, like you have to kind of like do a couple of things to really see like how much it's really going to cost you or this and that.
Right.
So basically you can rent singles or decks or whatever for, say, a weekend. So you're going to a tournament and you need a particular amount of cards. You don't want to spend like the full amount of money to buy a playset of Dragon Lord Ujitai. Or something like that. Or a modern deck. They have all kinds of cards on there. So you can literally plan it out so you rent the deck or whatever singles you need to be sent to you in a box. And they send you a pre-shipped like sticker, so when you send it back, you put the sticker on there, some penny shipping for them. So you rent the cards for that weekend, or you can rent them for a week, you can rent them for 30 days, you can do whatever you want with it and how long you want to rent it. And so, like, when she told me that, when she told me like the link to the article, so I read the article, checked the website, I'm like, before looking at the website, I'm like, well, in theory, that's interesting, I'll look at it, because it seems kind of different. And I guess that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a niche group for who you're actually targeting with that.
It'd probably be like grinders and spikes and people who are going to GPs.
Exactly. So and that's a certain amount of people, but it's a small subgroup to the point where you have to expand the amount of money. Like, cause before I continue with that, my point being is like the first card I looked at was Snapcaster Mage, and I went on to Rabble Master being like the realistic card right now for standard. And for Rabble Master, you can go ahead and rent that it's only like a couple bucks for the weekend. Okay, reasonable. But as soon as you rent it for, say, a week, it becomes, okay, you're renting Rabble Master, which currently is about $10 to buy. So for the weekend, it's like, say, $3. For 7 days, it all of a sudden is like $20 or more. And to rent it for an entire month, it's like $90 for the one card. And I'm like, huh. Well, this is why I went and looked at his website, because it isn't well laid out.
Okay.
You have to actually go into your cart first to see how much it's going to cost you, which isn't a big deal, but just to navigate it, you have to know websites a little bit, be able to, go through it. So you go on my cart and, then you go details and how long you rent cards. So, scroll down to, the weekend one, like I said, and the week, and then, for a week, I'm like, well, that's kind of high. I hit the month, I'm like, I think it was $90 to rent the Rebel Master for a month. I'm like, or I can buy one for 10. So, the overall idea I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
To gamefly out cards to players, and so they can test out decks before buying things, and things like that. At the same time, you can also just proxy it for free, but, so from there, becomes, targeting people who are going to a GP and they need those cards.
That's a super small subset of a small subset of people already.
It's just too narrow. It's too narrow. So from there, being too narrow, you could attempt to widen it by having legitimate prices, but you throw Rattle Master on there for a month for $90, that's just not fucking realistic. I mean, come on. I mean, I think there's semi-potential there, maybe.
You should look up how much it is to rent a foil charging badger for a month.
There you go.
$10? Done. Take my money.
So when I heard the idea, I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I'm going to look it up. I don't think it's practical because it's too narrow. It's too targeted at who would actually rent these. And those people who are actually doing that probably already have the cards or are willing to spend the full money to buy those cards.
And then they just turn around and sell them afterwards.
And then even if they don't, they probably have friends who will, let them borrow them or whatever. Trade.
Yeah, you can buy the cards and then turn around and sell them at a little bit of a loss.
I don't think that overall will last. I think it's an interesting idea, but I think they need to change a lot of things to actually have a chance of being a real thing.
What's the website called?
Spare Deck. Not Dick. Spare Deck.
Fuck those guys.
No. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, we're all trying to, the dream is to live off of Magic. Well, why wouldn't you want to do that, right? I mean, that's just, have fun and...
I like to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be great if you could have a career in Magic, and that's not a realistic thing for most people. So, they're trying something, I respect that.
Yeah.
I think they need to fix a lot of things to have any iota of a chance.
I think the weekend,
but it's kind of interesting.
I think the weekend idea, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Because for a GP or whatever, you just need the deck, or maybe it's a two-sided tournament where it's standard and modern, you don't have a standard deck, or you don't have a...
I want to know how much a full, standard deck would cost for a weekend. All, 4 of all the cards you need, absolutely everything that you would need.
I mean, we can look at. I looked at the.
We'll look at it later.
I was curious. Modern deck.
We'll report back to you next week.
I just want to know, if it's $100 for a standard deck for the weekend. It's if it's already $100, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the other $200 and just buy the deck. And
yeah, exactly.
If I just don't want it anymore, I'll just sell it within 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but I don't think it's gonna stick around.
Yeah, I wanted to share it because it's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is very fascinating.
Like I said, there's that chance of some certain things, but it's very minute and targeted.
It's a good idea.
It's fascinating, like Chinese finger traps are fascinating.
Speaking of Chinese finger traps, that's been it for episode 44. Unless you got something else to talk about.
I was just gonna say, my wife's uncle, apparently his ex-girlfriend knows RK Post. We all know RK Post, right? The artist who does tons of cards for Magic. He goes to lots of GPs and shit and signs still. You know what I'm talking about? No, right?
There's art on Magic cards?
Yeah. There's Magic cards?
Someone actually draws those?
So it was kind of cool that her cousin contacted this lady who knows RK Post and was like, hey, it's my cousin's...
Is that their real name?
RK Post, yeah, it's his name. Well, his name is Richard, I think it's Richard Post.
It's R. Period.
Oh, I thought you RK,
No. R period.
That is a fucking...
I guarantee
your mind looked blown like that fucking...
terrible
like
name.
that Aliens meme guy, you're just like, what?
I almost guarantee you own cards that he's drawn.
Out there, man, that name.
But I guess my wife's cousin contacted, through the ex-girlfriend who knows Arcade Post, like, hey, it's my cousin's, husband's birthday. Any chance you can hook it up a little bit? So apparently he said yes, and he's sending me like a signed card. I don't know if it's gonna be a token or one of his other cards. So I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of cool.
That's cool.
I'm excited about it.
Signed Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
He didn't draw that card.
Doesn't matter. Fuck, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, that
buy
part
it,
doesn't matter.
Alright, I think that'll wrap it up for episode 44 of If Lands Could Kill. As always, check out all the links in the show notes. I tried to make it a little bit more readable and streamlined. I will be adding Hot Sauce's new Twitter handle.
Hot Sauce.
Hot Sauce and
tweeters.
And tweeters, and hopefully we'll get some new... Did he put any of the new videos up yet?
No, I don't think he did it before he left.
What?
Which is unfortunate because we told him we would. My booster box open just sitting on his fucking GoPro, but you gotta go to Mormontown.
So, anyways, we'll eventually get some videos up. I know some of you guys have been asking about them, so hopefully we'll get some up soon. If not, now you can bug Hot Sauce on Twitter.
There is no if not. It's gotta happen.
But I'm saying you have a direct line to Hot Sauce to just bug the shit.
Hey, dick shit, what's the problem?
That's his wheelhouse, the videos, you bug him about it.
What's his Twitter again?
Dick shit.
Hot Sauce.
TEH Hot Sauce. He likes to spell it.
At twitter.com? What's the...
At twitter.com.
Pound sign. Yellow flag for Jesus. Throwback right there. Anyways, that's been it for episode 44 of If Lands Could Kill. I'm Knife City.
This is Ryke.
Samhain Crow.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Yep. Dude, did you listen to last cast?
I have listened to parts of it. I have not finished it yet.
It worked really fucking well. I think the secret is just getting it to like voice level, you know? So,
like actually talking at the...
Well, talking at that helps, but...
At the microphone?
You still run your fucking dick sucker about it, motherfucker?
Oh, man, that's...
Jesus, because fucking JC like 4 weeks in a row did it for like one time for 20 seconds.
You're the only one who listens. You're the only one who like feel bad about it. Feel bad about it.
Well, you're kind of right there. So.
I'm like, hey, talk to the mic, and he's like, so
whatever. Yeah,
look at the spoilers over here in the corner of the room.
I think keeps tapping the mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, let me bang on the table while I'm at it.
And vape right into the fucking speaker.
Hey, let me rile the dogs up. God damn it. God damn it, Jace. Do you not care about audio quality at all?
So funny.
Can we please make this a blooper at the end? So he hears it like, oh, those sons of bitches.
Well, this is the only way we gotta shame him into acting right. Like
is it JC the one that doesn't talk at? Yeah, it is.
He doesn't talk at it. See, we gotta act like adults and do it very passive aggressively and just shame him into acting right. That's what adults do, right?
Yeah.
That's what women do. By the way.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, it does.
We can all attest to that.
Seems very effective, so. Yeah.